Hello and welcome to our guest segment on the Breakfast Connect on Africa Business Radio. I am Chukunonso Modi. Africa has been home to billions of people across history, as well as some very important inventions. However, over the years there have been issues that have stifled development and innovations in Africa, causing difficulties for inventors and inventions. Joining me to talk about the challenges of inventors in Africa is Mr. Ezekiel Olaleye, inventor and founder of Instruments of Africa. Ezekiel Olaleye is a Nigerian-American inventor and the founder of Instruments of Africa, IOA. IOA is an innovative company that specializes in creating contemporary products that are inspired by Africa's heritage. Instruments of Africa was first launched in the United States in 2016, incorporated in 2017, and was subsequently incorporated in Nigeria and the United Kingdom. As the inventor and the founder of IOA, Ezekiel Olaleye has a broad background in various disciplines. First, he acquired his associate's degree in accounting, bachelor's degree in finance at the University of Baltimore, Master of Divinity degree from Lipscomb University, and he's on course to graduate with doctorate degree in education with a concentration in leadership from Liberty University. While he's worked in finance and chaplaincy industries, he is passionate about music and innovation. Apart from his educational background, Ezekiel is a multi-talented instrumentalist. He plays 5 musical instruments. He builds and designs musical instruments and electronic components. His passion for music has taken him around the world, and his passion for innovation has brought about Instruments of Africa. Instruments of Africa is known for the iconic African electric guitar that is designed in the shape of the African landscape, in the shape of Africa, or made in the image of Africa. While IOA is known for their African-shaped products, they are also into other innovative products that will be released in the nearest future. Ezekiel is passionate about African innovation, and with Africa in mind, IOA launched their 9 models of guitar in Lagos on August 29, 2021 at the Terra Culture Event Center. All their guitar models are named after 9 capital cities across the continent. According to Ezekiel, when a person doesn't have innovative mindset, stagnancy becomes inevitable. Welcome, Mr. Ezekiel. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, so you're a Nigerian-American inventor and the founder of Instruments of Africa. Share with us your experience. What inspired Instruments of Africa?
First of all, let me say thank you to all of our listeners. And it's such an exciting time, and not just for Nigeria, but Africa and the world. Inspiration, comes from the fact that, looking to see Africa to do more on the world stage. Yeah. And one of our products, which we launched on the 29th, was a line of guitars named after capital cities. Okay. And one of the reasons why we designed this and had this concept was because we wanted to give every African a sense of belonging in, the design and the instrument. And we're not just going to stop there. We'll keep moving forward and, keep building more stuff in the nearest future. All right. That's great.
So take us through the journey to inventing the Africa-shaped guitar. And what has the reception been like for you?
Okay, this first of all, this started way back when I was living in Lagos here. Okay. I think I was probably 6 or 7. I used to draw different musical instruments. Interesting. Then when my mom and my parents, we won the Visa Lottery in 1995, we relocated back to the United States. And that was where the whole need to find wood, to design, to cut out, to build, and, tried all sorts of stuff. And, coupled with the fact that I play music, play the piano, the drums, the guitar as well. But I needed to design something that is completely different from a conventional musical instrument. Yeah. I mean, there are tons of guitars out there. But the fact of the matter is, if you're going to do something, do it differently than what other people are doing. Mm-hmm. So, but it took about 6 years. When I first made my initial prototype, it looked good, but didn't sound good. And I was just really sad because I didn't know the whole aspect of, the complete aspect of building guitars. Because I don't know if you understand how to build guitars, but you realize it involves a lot of numbers. Okay. If you don't have the number correctly from the neck to the bridge to the middle section of the guitar, you would not have a perfect sound. So when I first tried my prototype, that was about 15 years ago. Okay. I was so frustrated because it took me so long to cut out that shape and to see the end of it not really sounding nice. Yeah. I just dumped it. I mean, I put it in my room for another 3 years, just sitting down there.
3 years.
Yeah. Then I went back again, made mistakes. I think on the 4th try, it clicked. And prior to then, I had done a lot of research, to understand why this is not sounding well. So, but ultimately, what we've just launched on the 29th is a powerful, iconic, historical piece of instrument that is going to resonate for generations to come.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. With all you said, that means even if you fail, you keep on trying and trying until you get it again.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. What are the most interesting comments you have received about your work?
Well, funny enough, I think 2 weeks ago, one of our managers was going to music stores across Lagos we're trying to do a placement of our product in music stores.
Okay.
And the question is, are you sure a Nigerian built this?
Wow.
And I think one of the stores is owned by a foreigner. And I just could not believe that, an African can come up with something unique
like
as this.
Yeah.
And that's where we need to change the narrative, because people they look at us and they don't think we can deliver, on some certain things or, product. But I think the fact is we need to strive for the best. We need to start looking into manufacturing. We need to look beyond this whole consumerism attitude where we just consume what other people are creating from other parts of the world. So, but the reception has been really nice, awesome. And we were on billboards for the last 1 month in Lagos, and we've received so many calls, and people want to know if this works, if this sounds, because when you look at the guitar, people are like, we're not sure if this is going to sound right, if this is going to play right. But yesterday, when we had a testing again, it was a blast. And those who had a negative preconceived notion about what this would be, they were forced to just accept this as the best thing they've ever seen. And, we have 2 brand ambassadors right now.
Okay.
One has been playing guitar for the last 48 years, and the other one has been playing for 20 years, but he's traveled around the world. So, but they play different genre. They're extremely versatile, and they're both good, and they can testify. And even though they've played the top brands, I don't want to mention names, they have a collection of all of the top brands guitar, but they've come to accept this one. And that's what they've been using for the last 6 months to play around. And, one of the testament we received last week was that the neck allows you to play longer. Because sometimes you play some guitars, and once you play 30 minutes, you start feeling the pain, by your wrist. But this one gives you the playability to do a long playing on stage. And also, we kind of incorporated a few things in our guitar. We put a locking piece on the neck. And what the locking piece does is it helps to pull the strings in place. Because when you play guitar as a guitarist, when you do your solo and you pull the strings, the strings, they lose their the measurement, the strength which they had when you first set it up. So after a little while, you want to tune it back a little bit and get it back to the normal key tone. So, but whatever the case may be, we put a locking piece here to lock the strings in place so that you don't have to tune back and forth during your play. So, but it's exciting, and we're looking forward to do more stuff and to create more guitars in the name of big cities across Africa in the nearest future.
Amazing, fantastic work. You mentioned something about one of the stores where the white man did not want to believe that it was a Nigerian. Now, sadly, it's not just the white people. We ourselves don't really think that inventions, or we don't take inventions seriously. Most people feel that we cannot do it, and everything we have is gotten from Europe. What's your own impression of inventions in Africa today? Do you think we take it seriously?
Well, I think we can take it seriously if we create a platform to educate people. Okay. I mean, before people can accept something, they need to be educated. People would say this is not possible. For me, I would never say it's not possible. I think we can do anything, anywhere, wherever you are, as long as you have determination and you put your mind to it. But what I also do think is, in order for us to change the narrative of not being able to produce or create something, I think we need to start doing symposiums. I think we need to start doing conferences to bring in inventors to speak and create opportunities and the resources. I think people want to create, people want to build, but they don't have the resources. I know folks who are interested in doing graphic design, who are interested in drawing on a software, but they don't have an iPad to do the drawing, and I think the moment we start to instill those educational programs in our academic curriculums in school, and we can give them the resources they need, I think anyone can invent anything if we have if we give them the power to do it.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that. Now, with your experience, you've mentioned some, but what other challenges do inventors face in Africa as a whole, and how can we manage them?
Well, I think there are certain limitations in every country where you go. I'm not going to say Nigeria alone or countries in Africa. I think there are limitations everywhere. What I also do think is, in the context of Africa, I think there are a lot of regulations that has been put in place that, sets people back a little bit. For example, if you're trying to register a business in Nigeria, it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't even happen in a week. It will happen in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It'll probably take maybe 2-3 months. But if we can make businesses or registering business to be something instantaneous in a day too. You go to Europe or the United States, you can register a business today, get your business tax ID, everything registered in one day. If we can make those resources available for business owners, those who are interested in designing, then we can make things happen for them. The government regulation, I was reading a book, it's a book about Africa. How is Africa going to work? And I think it had about 4 different authors, and President Olusegun Obasanjo was one of them. And I was reading the agricultural part of it, that Africa actually owns 60% of the land for cultivating crops around the world.
60.
I wish I have the book in front of me to give you all the numbers. I like to deal with facts. But we actually own 60% of the world's land to cultivate crops, hectares of land, which is I think about 819 something million hectares of land. And we're only using just about maybe 16% of that.
16.
And one of the reasons why we're only using 16% is because, there's so many rules and regulation in different localities that prevents people from, doing, farming and cultivating crops on a massive level. So if we take out some of this, regulations, it'll help the process. If we provide, constant power supply, it'll help the process. When I was in Egypt in 2018 and 19, I think so, I met a guy from South Africa, and he had just invented a software with a drone that lets you survey the farm. And that drone has some kind of infrared technology. It shows you the dry, land, the place that needs to be watered, instead of you losing your crops. So this drone shows you an infrared image of the entire landscape. So where you see red, it means you need more water. Where you see green, it means there's still a little bit of water irrigation going on there. So then that helps you channel your water system to those dry locations where you've cultivated your crops, and it helps the whole process. That is a technology invented in Africa. That is something we can use here. Those are things that can transform our world today.
Right. Things like this don't really get out, like this invention. For one, I'm just hearing it for the very first time. What do you think it means for Africa to have an expert like yourself?
Well, I think it takes consistency, persistency. I've been on this journey for the last 15 years. It's not been easy. If I tell you it's easy, I'm lying to you. But if you're persistent in what you're doing, if you have a vision, and that's another topic, entirely that we could do in a different segment. To be able to pen down your vision, write it down, because when you see these guitars that we've created, this is a part of the inspiration I've always had, imprinted in my mind since I was about 6 years old. I envisioned it. I was able to write it down and look for ways to execute the vision to make it reality. That in and of itself is what most people are struggling to do. If you're not able to, if you dream of an idea, being able to bring the idea to light is the challenge, and that could also be the financial challenge. It could also be that they don't have, the resources around them to get things done. But what I would encourage for anyone who wants to, be an inventor, is pen down your ideas, give it a name, run your ideas with people who can embrace what you're doing. And sometimes people will give you bad ideas. Sometimes people will discourage you. I mean, you don't want to know how many times I got discouraged to just put this guitar down and find something else to do. Even though I have education, I have my 9-to-5 job. They just don't think, anything good can come out of the guitar. But for me, I had a mission. I had a vision, and I wanted to execute my vision. So I think vision and mission is very, very, very crucial to going into the invention world.
All right, fantastic. Now, Instruments of Africa has launched their 9 sets of guitar. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What other innovative products are we looking to see in the near future?
Well, look, we have some stuff in the works now. Okay. I don't want to throw all this stuff out. Okay. But eventually, you'll hear from us very soon.
Okay.
We're not just your regular guitar company. Like you said during the introduction, we are an innovative company.
Yeah.
And we're always sitting down to do research, look for things that would benefit the people, and I've always held this notion that innovation is not just about designing and building things, but being able to transform lives and being able to create products that, that'll make this world a better place, make your society a better place. And that's what innovation is all about. So that's what we're working on.
Perfect. Yeah. For all music lovers, you should definitely look out for Instruments of Africa. Lastly, what is the Africa of your dreams? What do you think Africa can bring to the world?
Yeah, I think Africa has too many things to offer. You look at the components of your cell phone now. At least 25% of what you hold in your hands, the raw materials are coming from our soil. They're being exported to other parts of the world. You look at your Snickers bar, your M&M, your chocolate, all of this cacao. They're coming from our soil, and can we harness the potential in all of those natural resources? We can. I just think we need the right leaders.
Okay.
Who will embrace technology. We would embrace the need to use and to harvest all of this potential on our ground. But not only that, the African of my dream is to see that young people across the continent, they have a voice, they have a say. Young people who can dream of an idea and make it happen. They will, young people will have great, brilliant minds and not be limited in their, their vision of what they want to do. Young people with education, a place where there's a level of respect for one another, regardless of your ethnic background. I think everyone matters in this world, and as an African, I feel the need that the future Africans, I envision a much bigger, a much robust economy, a much robust technology, a much robust businesses, industries here. And one thing that I am hoping that will transform Africa in this decade is industrialization. And if I want to say this, I think we're still behind in schedule, maybe 15, 20 years behind.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, but I do also think we can catch up as fast as possible if we put our mind and put our resources in the right place.
Okay.
When I mean industries, when you look at North America, advanced economies, they've done manufacturing in the auto sectors for many years. And we are still in that business, but we're not really, fully into it. Do I think we can have, say, 20 Dangotes across Africa? If we have 20 Dangotes across Africa, it sets the record straight. Then we have more jobs, then we have more industries in different sectors. You look at the American economy today, 4 people, let me say 5, build the entire economy. The Vanderbilt, they were taking care of the healthcare system. The Rockefellers were doing the stocks, the financial part of it. The Ford guy was taking care of the auto industries. And that was how they created thousands and millions of jobs, and they lifted the country from extreme poverty into a great economy. We can do the same thing if we have people who are interested in the well-being of Africans.
All Right, yes, we can. We can. Thank you so much for an amazing conversation, Mr. Ezekiel.
Thank you very much for having me.
That was Mr. Ezekiel Olaleye, inventor and founder of Instruments of Africa. That's all for now. Until next time, keep listening to Africa Business Radio. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram at Africa Business Radio, and at Africa Biz Radio on Twitter. I am Chukunonso Modi, and thank you for listening.